Kyle, unfortunately it seems like we're doing these conversations far too often at the end of a big scoreline.
Yeah, as you said, mate, it's just still not good enough. To come out and execute game plan for 15 or so minutes and really have them asking questions and frustratingly, I think we'll probably have 2 or 3 tries out there in that first 15 minutes, and they've just got to be iced. Their opportunities are, like we say every week at this level, where you get them, you've got to execute them, and especially that one pass, that 1 inch, millimetres of just skills, just killing us, and then it goes into panic mode, get on the back foot, and then do you know what, the resilience were better in patches, but again, scoreline blows out and it's just not good enough.
Yeah. Was it a case in that first half that both sides had opportunities, but for whatever reasons we couldn't ice ours, but they did, and got 2 scores up at half time?
Yeah, 100%. But I will, without trying to take anything away from how much they outcompeted us and outmuscled us in a lot of it, we were his own worst nightmare, with and without the ball. We defended really nice on a shift, got up nice and high, pushed them right to the corner, someone makes a misread, come across, someone misses their assignment on a one-on-one, that's their 2 tries done and dusted with. Flip side of it, one person's skills just not quite good enough, one person's depth just not quite deep enough, or too flat, or too deep, and like I said, you're pass away from icing them finishes, and look, wherever it goes, I think we had 1 shot off that we were trying, in my opinion, but whether it changes the game or not, again, it's up to imagination. But in that period, around the 2 or 3 tries we could have scored, them 3 tries could have been massive for us and really just sort of kept our foot on their throats. But look, they showed what experience can do. They're not go away from anything. They were worried, they were running around, but at the end of the day, they saw it through, they saw that purple patch through, and then come and ice their opportunities. So it don't really matter how they come, it's about taking them, and look, if we're daft enough to keep giving them, then so be it. If they're going to keep executing them, it's what we've got to sort out.
Yeah. When things don't go your way, things really don't go your way, you get pulled for offside at the kick-off, and yes, we were offside, but again, when you're in a game like that where things don't seem to be going your way, those things get pulled up, whereas other times that they might not. Again, that just comes down to concentration, a bit lack of skill.
Yeah, I think so, mate. I think it's just probably frustration. I think there's some people that are starting to try and have to overplay because some people just aren't doing the job, and that's not necessarily every single involvement, but at key moments people just aren't on task, and then like I said, it's biting us on the bum, either missing opportunities or giving other people opportunities. Same with that sort of thing, we start going a bit erratic and losing composure because people are frustrated and they're trying to get points and trying to get us in them areas, and then other people just aren't up to task. That's as of right now. We've challenged ourselves internally, mate, moving forward, just like we have done every week. Look, bodies are bodies, people are playing out of position, we're going to have to do it tough, it's only going to get tougher. But the message has got to stay the same, because we're trying to build an identity, we're trying to build a culture, and if you keep going away from it and trying to sugarcoat it for certain people, it's just not going to work. It's up to them to step up to it, and obviously that's our job as coaches to try and get them there. But look, it's not us against them, it's a collective thing. My mind's racing on what we can do better during the week and what we are missing, but sometimes it's just frustrating when you see, when you give them what you give them the information, you give them the areas, we drill out where we drill it, we're coming confident and obviously excited to play and being in around the team around us, and then for 15-20 minutes we're sort of doing it and you're going, no, we're really causing them problems, we've just not got that little bit of polish on the end of it to got ball down. But we're in it with an opportunity, the more opportunities will come to then turn it into what we turn into is just the story of us so far. Like I said, there's third people probably over trying, and then really ripping in for everyone. There's a couple of people that are being a bit selfish at times and it's costing us. So yeah, we just got to deal with that as and when we can.
Our number 9 curse has struck again today with Sam Ackroyd coming off with what looked like a nasty knee injury. We've played Simesy there, out of position. Fletcher's been playing there recently, so that means another body playing out of position.
Yeah, it just a bit like I said, we've just got to try and jigsaw our way through trying to get the performances. people have stepped up, as you said, out of position and done decent jobs, but at the same time it's not their position and can be a contributing factor to why we're missing that just one bit of, that little bit of fluency in bringing people onto the ball that we see against teams we're playing against. Not just at 9, that's just everywhere, and then we've got a young half who's come in and backed himself to come in, but he's played as many games as he's trained with us, and we're expecting him to know what we're trying to do and have combinations. And we've lost another player today who's going back off to his education, so that's a spanner in works. Then you've got another ban next week potentially, and yeah, it's not ideal. Look, we'll field whoever we have to field, and then it's our job to, like I said, try and make the best out of them scenarios. But there's no excuse even at a position for some of them tries we conceded today, and some of the individual errors again at play at ball, just panicking and naivety, throwing loose passes and just not knowing when and where to risk them. Look, I'm all for playing. I think it's plain to see these last few weeks we've been trying to use ball, and we've had a lot of joy with it in the yardage especially. And not to give any secrets away, but it's horses for courses. If we've got fast boys that aren't biggest, then why we're sending them into 20 stone behemoths, you know what I mean? And it's working. But look, we're just making basic errors. We're not making the last pass, we're not trying to reach for a try and making errors, we're knocking on it and playing ball, and as I said, we're getting Arthur's nose through and then panicking and just whipping it as like not controlled offload, like it's me to you, just looking round and throwing it between bodies, trying to get to one of our body, and it's just really low risk. And yeah, it's them areas. As I said, hopefully people get through. Obviously, at least Gasky got through full game. He had some nice touches and turnovers, and then obviously some errors around him as well, like everyone did. But we did look more fluent on ball with him there and dictating us and leading us. Billy had a great game back at full-back, like especially in the first thing, a lot of meters he was chewing up and stuff like that. So there's some individuals in there. Keelan played massive minutes as a front rower in no stint straight off, you know. So there's bits there. There's just too many things that are biting us on bums at pivotal times, and then I think it's plain to see for everyone coming to watch us frustrated as you are, and we're 10 times worse because we're sort of going, well, what is it? How do you get this monkey off your back type of thing? And how does it, when an error comes, teaching how do you get someone mature in 6 weeks, you know, experienced and immature, and it's really tough, and that's the bit that's killing us. That one little error has turned into a massive deflation. It's not a right, like Batley did, well, we've had 15 minutes where we're really under Kosh here, stay on task, let's keep building, doing whatever else and grinding through it. It's pop, balloons gone for us for 10 minutes, and then it's like, right, try and inflate it and try and get something back, and then you're constantly chasing it, and then another error, it's like 2 steps back and 2 steps back, and again, that's just experience, it's exposure, and it's having probably the right people in the right areas and positions who've been here a while. That's not trying to, I'm not blaming one individual at all for this year or today. I think it's plain to see that plenty of us have messed up in plenty of areas, and there's we can get better in every area on and off field coaching wise. That's what we're trying to do. So frustrated, really annoyed, and yeah, I'm just disappointed.
Yeah. So final away game next week away at Widnes. That throws up its own quirks with the artificial surface. We've got a bit of a short week this week as well, with it being Bank Holiday Monday tomorrow. Anything changed this week?
No, I think it's just going to have to be like it has been for the last couple of weeks, try and get as much detail in and sort of areas we're looking to fix up and also create against a new opponent. And look, they've been real stepped up the last few weeks. They've been scoring some nice points. It's on the fast track, and we're going to have bodies out of position and here, there and everywhere. And look, it's just the case of the thing that your name, your badge, whatever it is, all of it should mean something to you, and then we're going to grind it out, and we're going to go at them, and we're going at them to try and cause some problems, not to go and just roll over. And unfortunately, we're just having these conversations with the same message and having the same results at times, and that's the period where we're just out of it, we're just nowhere near. And the period when we're good, we're actually pretty good. So yeah, mate, we're just going, and it's going to be a needs must. It's going to be, let's get everyone as right as we can, fresh, bit of energy in there, and blow a bit of smoke around, and really ripping, ready for a weekend, rather than try and blast everyone with loads of contact. We're just going to have no bodies and stuff. But yeah, just make do this week in terms of overall exposure, and then just try and get everyone firing for a weekend.
Commiserations on today, and we'll look forward to next week.
Thanks, mate.
Cheers.